Hey, so I am here and I really wanted to share my journey of getting locks, locking my own hair, and then eventually cutting off all my hair, as you can see in this video. So, where do I begin? I got my locks, they're very long, very beautiful, and I've had them for almost 2 years. It would have been 2 years this coming August in 2024. It would have been 2 years. And the time went by fast, and my hair grew a lot. In a way, I was not expecting it to grow, but it grew like really, really fast. And it was a magical journey. I started with the crochet method, just because of like the texture of my hair, as you can see. As I was doing my own research, I saw I could have done like a few methods, but the crochet method felt a lot better for me. So I chose that one. And I remember when I first went to the loctician, it took us like a few hours, not even a few, like 12 hours to do. And I did do it with the crochet, and I did add lock extensions at that time because my hair was like very, very short. I think it was like around like here or so. And so that's the method I just decided to go with. And then my hair ended up growing in those like almost 2 years, almost to the crack of my back, basically. But I wouldn't change it for the world of how long it grew and how I was able to appreciate my beauty and myself in a deeper way, in a way I wasn't expecting at first to feel. And at the time when I started my lock journey, I was living in like a shelter area, or in the shelter system, part of like a big organization who also offers like transitional housing. So I was in that, and that was very hard at the time. And I think getting locks, came to me at a time where I was trying to understand myself, trying to understand my beauty, my features, my own culture, my own spirituality, and honestly to feel more secure in myself. And then that's what the locks did for me. It was able to open my eyes to understand beauty more, more fully. I didn't think I understood my own beauty, the own features that I possess more fully at the time. But I was able to embrace myself more. I was even able to go deeper into my own spiritual practices and honestly accept more of my culture. My father, actually, he is Jamaican and he is a Rasta. So I grew up with him in my later years of him going through his own journey, watching him start with his locks at a very small, and he did like, I believe it was 2 strand at the time, and seeing his locks grow so long as a kid. I loved them. It was something I've always wanted. When I saw him with the locks, I was like, I want that. I want that. As a little girl, but my mom wasn't, accepting of it. My mother is a white woman, and she never really understood my own identity as being a woman of color, which is no fault of her own. I think that's just how, society kind of colonizes our mind in a way. And I think she just grew up, not needing or understanding the importance of hair in like the Black community, which is fine, but it did hurt me a lot when I would go to my mom saying I want to do full locks at the time, because I didn't want to do the whole commitment, or anything like that, and to hear her get repulsed by it and upset with me, that hurt. So then years later, when I decided to do my lock journey, it was me reclaiming, my roots, my ancestral roots. It was me being able to make the decision for myself and not caring what, anybody else had to say about my hair. So it was very big for me. And I think when I got my hair, I felt so much more connected to my ancestors and my roots. It was beautiful. I really loved it. Did I face a lot of people saying inappropriate comments about my hair? Yeah, a lot. I was not expecting that. As somebody who's always wore their hair curly, and I had very long hair before, I noticed the world start reacting to me a lot differently. And I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared to have people question my cleanliness. People would say to me, like, do you even wash your hair? Like, Rastas or people who have locks, they're dirty, they smell, they stink. And it's like, what? You can smell my hair if you want. I wash my hair. I'm a very clean woman. Those comments threw me off. Or having people look at me cross-eyed, look at me very weird. People saying, why did I mess up my beautiful hair? And when I heard that for the first time, because it happened many times, people said that to me, it took me a step back and, made me wonder, like, okay, is my locks now not beautiful because I changed the texture? Is it not beautiful anymore? And then I went down that rabbit hole. I went down that rabbit hole of hearing other women and other men express, their own journey with accepting themselves and with locks. The lock community is so beautiful and very helpful. And that made me feel like, no, there is power in my locks. There is power in that strength. My locks really held me together, right? And I love them. I love them. I didn't think I would come to this point so soon that I would cut off all my hair. But I did. I did have moments where I was like, I was never scared to cut all my hair off if I needed to. Because I've had my hair really short before, so it didn't scare me. But I thought maybe another few years I would have had my locks. But it didn't happen until like a few weeks ago. I came home after running some errands. I went to the bathroom and I looked at myself and I'm like, I want to cut my hair. And after that, I looked in the mirror, started chopping. I took the scissors and I started cutting. And I wasn't anticipating in that moment to start crying. So I was cutting it off, and I got to here and I just started bawling. I knew how powerful my hair was and the connection it had to my soul, but I wasn't expecting to cry in such a way, because our hair holds so much memories. It holds so much stories. So being able to cut it all off, it symbolized me entering to a new chapter of my life. And I am currently in a very transitional period in my life. Like, I'm about to do like a big, huge move and travel around and see where the universe, the divine, takes me. And it felt right to cut off all my hair. So I called one of my good friends. I love them so much. And I said, I'm in the middle of cutting my hair and I am very hurt right now. Like, I am crying. And they stopped whatever they were doing, because they know I don't just call and start crying on the phone. And when I did that, then they were able to just hold that space for me. They were able to hold that space for me in that moment, to hear me cry, hear me be so scared of my future, of being able to fall into alignment of what I've always wanted to do and be. And it's hard embodying that. And I think taking my hair down and, cutting it all off was that symbolism of, okay, we are starting fresh. We're entering into a new era, and we're about to accept more and more and more of myself. And it was really nice to have that comfort as I was cutting my hair, and I was cutting it really, really short. I left some bulbs on my hair. It was kind of like that much, and of still some of the locks. At first I was gonna go to a salon, and I realized, nope, I'm just gonna cut it myself, because I trust myself. And it did turn out really nice. I really love my hair. It's very beautiful. I still have, little touch-ups here and there. But something I really treasured what my friends said to me, because they know I'm doing this big move, out of like internationally, right? As I mentioned a little while ago, I've never left my home country of Canada, and I am going to be embarking on something huge, bigger than myself, basically. And that got brought up too in the crying, and they said to me, like, as you're going on this journey from now until the date you're going, like, because I have like 3.5 months or so, they said, like, you're going to go through a lot of that shedding process of gaining so much, but having to let go a lot as well. And I was like, yeah, that was the right words I needed to hear. And my heart just felt so big and so much love. Big and so much love. It just grew when she said that to me, because that was exactly what I needed to hear. So then, yeah, I cut it all off, and looking in the mirror after I started combing out everything, because combing out was a little bit hard and a little tricky because, you know, the locks. And so after trimming it, and I brushed it out, and I washed my hair very deeply for the first time, and seeing my curls form. Like, I haven't seen my curls in almost 2 years, and that was very trippy to look at in the mirror, because I was like, what? That's me? Like, I just couldn't believe it anymore. It's like it really felt like I was seeing like the younger version of myself. I saw my younger self when I looked in the mirror, and now, even with my short hair, I feel like I really look like my younger self. My inner child, I think, is jumping around more with this look, and I love it. I truly do. And every part of this journey of unraveling, of shedding, I feel like it unlocks, you know, different levels of my embodiment of my higher self, my embodiment of the woman I've always wanted to be and aspired to be. And realizing that's always been within me. I just had to shed. I had to let go. And my hair was a big thing to let go of. And it brought up so much more insecurities as well. I can't shy away from that. Some of the programming I've always had, because now that my locks at the time was getting very long, I felt very feminine, right? Because I felt like in my world, or the reality I live in, you know, as I'm trying to, you know, grow, society really shows me that, like, wow, long hair is beautiful, long hair is attractive, long hair is what makes a woman, you know, as long as you have blah 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 blah. And I really felt like that. So when I cut my hair, I was like, oh my gosh, where's my beauty? Am I gonna be attractive still? Am I gonna be seen as feminine? Because I still have those issues of dealing with accepting myself. You know, I think my hair, having locks, you know, helped me accept myself, but I fell into the trap, unfortunately, of feeling like my beauty was just my hair, and I, you know, didn't like my features as much. So now with my short hair, and I can see in myself, I can look in the mirror and be like, that's your face. I can see you can't hide back by pulling your hair back. This is you. And I'm learning still to accept all of me. There's easier days and there's harder days, but I am so proud of how far I've come in unraveling myself, because it's just up from here. You know, and I'm loving myself more and more every day as I'm having to face those insecurities and those beliefs I've always had to deal with, right? And I think most women can like agree, like, we are so programmed by society to see, you know, womanhood and femininity as like one way, and when you branch out from that, it is very scary. It is very scary. But as more and more women come forward and we talk about our stories and we love one another and we love ourselves, it makes that transition and makes that embodiment a lot more easy. And now, as I'm looking in the mirror, yeah, like I said, there's easier days and there's harder days. I'm loving what I'm seeing, because I see my inner child. You know, I see my inner child merging with that woman I'm becoming, and that merging, that melting, that, you know, creating is so magical. That's all I can say. It's just magical. And yeah, that's my journey with my locks and cutting my hair short. I always thought like life just kind of goes like this, little bit, boop, boop, boop. But life is literally a roller coaster, and I'm on that roller coaster ride, and I'm so grateful for this journey. I'm so grateful for my locs and what my locs helped me to embody and keep me safe. It really kept me safe at the time in my life, and now I'm entering into that new era, and I feel so much more secure in myself than I did like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, even 5 years ago. So it's always going to be unraveling, and it's not bad to have insecurities as well as you're going through your own process. It's all part of life. It's all part of growing. When those things come up, like I said, like I get that chance to go deep, and that's what I'm doing, going deep, learning to accept myself more. And yeah, this is my hair. This is the new era as I'm walking into life, and I would love to know, like, what's your journey like with your hair? Because our hair holds so much memories, so much stories, and it really does, shape a lot of where we're at the moment. So what's your journey with your hair? I would love to know. Share with me in the comments. I would love to hear your journeys as well. But for now, I'm going to go, and thank you for listening. Bye.